camera pans across a beautiful countryside landscape, rolling hills, green meadows, and a golden sunset in the distance. We see a humble farm nestled at the edge of the land. The peaceful sound of birds chirping fills the air. Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by lush fields and towering mountains, there lived a kind-hearted farmer named Samuel. His life was simple, but he believed in helping others whenever he could. Cut to a middle-aged farmer, Samuel, working in the fields, wiping sweat from his brow. He hums a soft tune as he works, his face warm with kindness. Cut to a dirt road leading through the countryside. A tired, disheveled traveler named Elias walks along, carrying a heavy backpack. He stumbles and falls to his knees, exhausted and thirsty. The sun is setting, and he looks lost. One evening, as the sun began to set, a weary traveler named Elias found himself wandering off the main path. His journey had taken him through unfamiliar lands, and now he was completely lost. Elias looks around, his face filled with confusion and desperation. He spots the distant silhouette of a house, the farmer's home, and decides to walk towards it. Elias knocks weakly on the door of Samuel's cottage. The door creaks open, and Samuel steps out, smiling warmly upon seeing the stranger. Samuel. Well, hello there. You look like you've had quite a journey. What brings you to my humble farm, friend? I'm sorry to trouble you. I've lost my way. I've been walking for days, and now I'm no sure where I am. I have no food, no water. Can you help me? Samuel's face softens with concern. He opens the door wider and gestures for Elias to come inside. Samuel, of course, come in. You look like you could use a warm meal and some rest. Don't worry, you're safe here. Cut to Samuel and Elias sitting at a simple wooden table. A steaming bowl of soup and a loaf of bread sit in front of Elias. Samuel welcomed Elias with the same warmth he offered to anyone in need. He knew that kindness, even in small acts, could make a world of difference. Elias, I don't know how to thank you. Most people would have turned me away by now. Samuel, kindness is a gift, Elias. It's something we can give freely, and it always comes back to us in ways we might never expect. Elias looks down at his meal, his eyes filled with gratitude. He takes a bite, savoring the food. The next morning, the sun rises over the farm. Samuel is working in the fields again, and Elias comes outside, now looking much more rested and alert. Elias thanks Samuel for everything. I can't stay long, but you've given me hope when I had none. I'll never forget your kindness. Samuel nods, wiping his hands on his pants, and points to a path leading them through the fields. Samuel, you'll find your way soon enough, Elias. Follow this road, and it'll lead you to the village. But remember, kindness isn't just something you receive. It's something you give back too. Elias smiles and shakes Samuel's hand, feeling renewed and grateful. I'll never forget what you've done. I promise to pay it forward, just like you said. As Elias walks down the path, the camera lingers on Samuel, who watches him go. He then turns back to his farm and continues working. But then, as he kneels down to pick some vegetables, his hand brushes against a hidden, gleaming object in the soil. Samuel's eyes widen as he pulls up an old, ornate coin. Times, he smiles knowingly. Sometimes, the kindness we give comes back to us in ways we least expect. Elias walks along the road, looking back one last time at Samuel's farm. He continues on, his spirit lifted. The camera zooms out to show the serene landscape once more, with Samuel working peacefully in the background. In a world that often feels full of uncertainty, the simple act of kindness can light the way, both for the giver and the receiver. And sometimes a small act of goodness can change a life forever. Fade to black. The words, "kindness is the path to a better world," appear on screen.